Good afternoon, it's Dave the Urban Survivalist. I hope you're well today. Now, it's been a while since I made a video, so the first video back I thought would be something that would give people a bit of information or something to think about, a bit of food for thought, and it might trigger some people. But all the same, it's something that people are worried about at the moment. So, the Arla dairy conspiracy. Okay, this is what we're going to talk about today. Now, for those that don't know, Arla is a dairy cooperative owned by more than 9,700 farmers from 7 countries in Northern Europe. Around 2,100 of all its owners are in the UK, representing about 30% of the British dairy farmers. Quite a lot. Now, Arla are going to be using their new trial feed called Bovaer, I think I pronounced that, for their cattle. Now, this is apparently reduces emissions by up to 30 to 45%. Now, they've signed deals with Morrison's, Tesco's, Aldi's, etc., etc. Lots of shoppers are threatening to boycott the company over their cow food additive, as they believe Bill Gates, if you don't know Bill Gates, this is the fella, is either the main investor or has something to do with the release of this. Now, to be honest, I don't know either way. I mean, Arla has said that it's misinformation, but we all know when the government or any high-powered companies use the word misinformation, it puts out there that it's usually to hide the truth. Now, if we take conspiracy aside, let's have a look at Bovaer, I think it's called that. Let's have a look at what it says online about side effects. Now, there's lots of things online contradicting each other. Now, for the pro, and I got this from online on a government site, they're saying that the regularity and scientific trials shows that the Bovaer poses no risk to health for consumers nor animals. It has no impact on milk production or reproduction and is effective in reducing methane emissions. So there you go. So to me, this is the biggest farce. It's stopping cows farting, basically, because they think it's damaging the planet. Now, we have billions of humans, thousands of different varieties of animals, and you are telling me the lambs, sheep, humans don't fart, the chickens don't fart, cats and dogs, I'm sure they bang at it all the time. I mean, what is it going to be next? Are we going to be the next carbon reduction? Is it going to be human beings? Are we going to get fed tablets so we don't fart so much? It might come in handy for some people, but it's almost laughable at the level of intellect that these apparently really bright people, scientists, politicians, environmentalists have. Yet they're travelling everywhere with their private jets and their big cars and their entourages, yet cows farting is what's destroying the planet. But there you go. Clown world. Now, on the other side of the coin, are the guys that says Bovaer's harmful ingredients are dangerous. Now, one of the active ingredients in here says 3-nitroxypropanol. I think I pronounced that correctly. If not, look it up online. Now, I found this information on https://acafood.gov.uk. Levels of 3-nitroxypropanol is primary metabolite in milk and edible tissues. It was not deemed as being of concern, as consumption would be well within the acceptable daily intake. To dictate the additive should be considered corrosive to the eyes, a skin irritant, and potentially harmful by inhalation. So I guess they're saying it's in there, but it's not enough to warrant any concern. But it's still there. Now, I guess we're all at the point in life where we're thinking, why do they just keep putting shit in our food? Why do they keep putting stuff in the food to stop this apparent climate change? You know, if it's not that, it's to preserve it longer. I mean, you got to admit, most of our food is full of shit. To me, personally, it seems like insanity. And like I mentioned before, it's like cows producing methane, humans produce methane, chickens produce methane. I mean, what's going to happen? Are they going to wipe out all the animal world, or are we all going to be severely medicated, like I said earlier? I find that more worrying than the actual thought of it being there. Why do we have to have additives to every single food that we have? Even second-hand, you know, they give it to the animals. I know at the moment there's arguments that we have steroids and antibiotics in the meat and stuff like that, but I think, to be honest, it's becoming more widespread, and is it necessary? Is it adding to giving our immune systems nothing to fight? If you don't think the way that they're meant to, I think they start bringing out the name calling, and this is a problem. So, I mean, anything that you go against the narrative, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're a racist. you're a climate denier, you're a homophobe. You say or have an opinion that goes against the general consensus, you seem to be labelled. But even if that opinion is of common sense. Now, my question to you, is this a concern for you? Is this something we need to be aware of? Are you boycotting the products? Do you actually know some facts that I don't? And am I missing something here? Is this like for the greater good? I'm pretty sure it's not. But we will see. My concern is also that it doesn't end here. I mean, a lot of dairy products are used in other things like bakery and bread. And we all know nowadays how many people are allergic or intolerant to wheat and gluten that never used to be. Now, again, is that the wheat or is it the chemicals they use on the wheat? Now, we could just list this off the top of our heads because we got cakes, we got spreads, biscuits, butters, we got sauces. We have all sorts of stuff that contains cheese and milk products. Now, again, I'm being honest, I'm not 100% on the long-term effects of this. I've looked it up and they're saying that there is no long-term effects on this that's going to affect us. But I think we have to be aware and think we have to look into these things ourselves and make our own decisions. Not keep doing as we're told. Not I do anyway. But now, these people that are saying Bill Gates is involved, quite possibly. Now, is Mr. Gates a nice guy? I would probably say not. There's a lot of information available about him that I can't put onto YouTube that is widely known about the gentleman in question. But Arla are actually denying the link between them. I mean, maybe it could be a subsidiary company of the Gates Foundation. I mean, there are loads and loads of companies, a lot of money. Who knows whether it's a silent partner? Now, please leave a comment and let me know what your thoughts are on this because I know a lot of people are worried about it. I mean, I don't really use any of their products anyway, but it's just a couple of other things I found online for what they produce and what they have a hand in. All this information I get is online. So there's a lot of different brands for a start. The ones that stood out to me are probably the only ones I've heard of or used. And this is Anchor Butter, Lurpak, Year Valley, Danone Live Yogurts, lactose-free milk. Don't take my word for it, have a look online. They also provide, and this was something I didn't know, most supermarkets for their own brand. So when you get like to go to Tesco's and it goes Tesco's milk, apparently this is Arla that supply that. There's also Cravendale's, but anyway. So they also provide milk to most supermarkets for their own brand, which is Waitrose, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Morrison, Aldi's, etc., etc. Now, something interesting I found out that at the end of 2023, Waitrose changed their supplier of milk, their own brand milk, from Arla to Muller. Now, Sainsbury's did the same, and that was from February 2024, so kind of very close together. So they're now with Muller as well. So Sainsbury's and Waitrose are now with Muller. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe a conflict of interest, maybe something political, who knows. But the two shops I use, so I'm quite happy about that. Now, I like to say on all these videos, it's just food for thought. I'd like to see what you're thinking about. I mean, I'm thinking, is this just another way of getting some more shit in the food chain? And let's be honest, when you have a health and organic section in a supermarket, what is the rest of the food? Toxic, unhealthy? Makes you think, doesn't it? This is why we try and grow our own food and preserve our own food and even make our own butter sometimes. Try and get raw milk when we can. But everything seems to be harder to do. Whether it's bad weather, whether it's pests. Pests seem to be getting worse every year. Good food becoming harder and more expensive to obtain. Raw milk frowned upon and sometimes illegal in some places. Is it just a coincidence or is it part of the plan? Or as technology advances, are we becoming more obsolete for society and its tasks? It's all part of the beast system, unfortunately. But like I say, we don't sit there moaning about it. Try to do something about it. Try to grow your own food. Try to go to the farm shops. Get raw milk if you can. Try and get these things. They're going to be much better for you and it helps the local businesses. But eventually, and I say if eventually, all farms are using this stuff, you're not going to get out of it. You're going to have to find other ways of getting your nutrients and doing stuff like that. So it's going to be a case, what I suggest is storing loads of powdered milk, because the powdered milk that's already done will probably 9 times out of 10 be safe. But, again, look online, form your own opinion. This is just for entertainment purposes only. Okay? Anyway, food for thought. It's been emotional. I'll catch up with you soon. Lots coming up. Lots planned for next year. Take care. Thanks for watching.